Hey, Taurus, sun, moon, and especially rising sign. Welcome to March of 2024. What a month it is with an eclipse in your work house, as well as major action in the sky indicating changes in career and reputation from some action in your Aquarius 10th house as well. We're going to talk about how the planetary body that rules you, Venus, is quite involved not only in that work eclipse, but some sky action that's going to increase or change situations with work, money, and career. If you're new to my channel, hey guys, welcome. Name is Lori Lothian, using the Western Tropical Zodiac, helping you time your best life using astrology as a navigational tool. Check out my Sky Reader class. Enrollment will open in a couple of weeks, but you might want to get the early bird discounts and even get into the class. That's a 6-week astrology course taught live, Q&A, Facebook group, the whole thing. Very intensive time with me learning the basics of astrology and how you can use some very cool ancient timing tools to, time your best life in an easier way than requiring study and years of astrology. So check out my course. You might want to jump on in the 5th time teaching it. Let's get going. Let's get going and talk about your sky. So first of all, the big news of the month for you is definitely the eclipse, because Venus is the ruler of your sign. And then when she does anything, you need to pay attention. And she's the domain owner of Libra, where this eclipse will happen. So one of the things I can say is it's nothing new. As a Taurus rising, you've been having eclipses in the work and health house ever since this eclipse narrative really truly began, with eclipses in Libra, October the 14th of 2023, with a big solar eclipse there. And the eclipse on March the 25th is going to be a lunar eclipse, which is a qualitatively different energy than solar. Lunar eclipses are like revealing and showing you something or bringing something to a completion for you when it comes to work and work matter. So maybe in the month ahead in March, but the eclipse is March 25th, give it a month before and up to 3 months after to show you a new direction in livelihood and work, and potentially also in rental situations, pet situations, and health matters. A full moon is a completion and a culmination, bringing something to a height and a closure, or a fruiting and a ripening. But because it's an eclipse, it allows you to see something in a new way. Because this Libra zone represents rental and rental properties, and the moon is being eclipsed, which is your home. For many of you Tauruses, it may suggest a change of home in the next month or two. Don't forget, eclipses can even unfold up to 6 months after from a lunar eclipse perspective, but initiating the beginning of that change of home. What I'd also like to mention to you is Venus herself is busy changing signs. We start off on February the 16th to March 11th, and she's been moving through your Aquarius house, giving you greater opportunities for enjoyment, promotions, raises, being liked in your work setting, having a gooder, better fun in the work house, or being more popular in the work environment or in the reputation and career environment. If you're a student, your reputation and career is to be a good student, right? Or a good golfer if you're retired. So you're like loving the way you look in the world, basically, and the way the world receives you during that transit. But then on March the 12th through to April the 4th, she will slip into the sign of Pisces. Now, as she slides into the sign of Pisces, she's operating in a part of your sky that has to do with greater gains from your career, but more importantly, your social life with larger networks, groups that you belong to, your affiliates, your networks, your larger social networks, your fun things that you want to do with those people that you call your friends. And so she brings you into a high exaltation of sociability. If she's exalted here, she's going to bring you lots of activity, lots of fun, lots of time with friends, maybe a greater sense of greater success in your career overall, maybe feeling more rewarded by your career, and having favors from friends and allies and elder siblings come your way. It's a good time to ask for favors from other people. Again, Venus and Pisces offers you that March the 12th through April the 4th. Next, we have Mars, her cosmic lover, also making some changes. Back in the month of February, around the 13th to the 15th, she conjuncted Venus, and you might have had a big, interesting intensity in your work environment, or even a cosmic romance with a work partner, work person, someone in the workspace heating up around Valentine's. But now Mars is also moving beyond the Aquarius zone. Now, he would have been in Aquarius from February the 13th through to March the 22nd. That's like a nice long chunk of 6 weeks. And so you still have him at the top of your sky, helping you Quit the job you don't want. Move away, make decisions, and take actions in the work area of your chart that are right for you. He also can be pushing you in the 10th house to fight for your rights or stand your ground in work settings against the boss, against whatever you need to hold your ground for. And he'll be doing that energetically for you, as I said, all the way through until March the 22nd. But then he will step into Pisces, where he's joining Venus. Now, Mars in Pisces is spiritual warrior, soft touch, right? He's more sensitive. He's a lap swimmer, not a sprinter. And so go to that energy of what happens with Mars on the 23rd of March through to April 30th up here. He can leave you without a friend by cutting away the friend that is deadwood on the tree of your thrival. He can help you remove people or groups of belonging that no longer serve you. You're going to quit the chess club. It's boring as hell, for example. You're going to quit that any kind of group of belonging. So he helps you pare away, release, and remove those groups of belonging and friendships that are no longer useful. He does that every 2 years. It's his house cleaning, but he's not going to do too bad there, with Venus exalted, holding space, making sure that she tells him not to overdo it. He's not obliterating all your friends. He's just weaning out the ones, maybe friends and allies and benefactors, that you don't really jive with at this point. Mercury, he's busy changing signs this month. And what he does is he's in the sign of Pisces until March the 8th, right? And then he's been like loving up your sociability, making you having lots of emails, phone calls, and messages from friends, wanted or unwanted, right? I mean, maybe you're being, deluged by that kind of content from your social networks, but he leaves your 11th house of great gains and he moves into your 12th house on March the 9th through to May the 16th because of a retrograde. This is a very long stay for him. And in that longer stay, March the 9th to May the 16th, it is a critical time for you Tauruses to pay attention to your dreams at night. He's a dream messenger in a deep dive house of spiritual liberation and insight into yourself, especially into self-undoing and self-sabotage. So listen to your dreams, tune into your inner self. On the other hand, he is a protector for travels, could lead you to international travel for some reason, sometimes even for learning, sometimes just because you want to. And that will be a travel awakening opportunities there for you March 12th to April the 4th. No, sorry, March the 9th to May the 16th. If you want to learn something, he's activating 9 and 3, your learning access, including higher education, and it can open up a new direction of study for you, something you wish to get involved with, apply for, study, or learn. And that, again, would be one of the ways he does operate there during his 2-month sojourn through the sign of Aries. Then, lastly, news and information are a specialty. Hospitals is the 12th house. So there's a slight possibility, especially with eventually, not quite yet, Mars moving into Aries April 30th and onward, add 6 weeks. Well, you still have Mercury there till May 6th, giving you the chance perhaps in the first 2 weeks of May of having some kind of phone call, email situation. You found somebody is in a hospital setting. Just keep that in mind as a possibility, not a probability. Next, I want to move into the eclipse in your 6th house. It's happening on March the 25th at 10 degrees of Libra. Now, this is going to change your work, right? Pets, tenancies, rental agreements, work, debts, and health matters, all 6th house stuff. This eclipse cycle really started to really be felt by you in your 6th house most accurately or most acutely. October the 14th, 2023. You had a solar eclipse there. That's a real big deal. It gives you a game changer of new directions in work, pets, health and rentals, jobs, coworker, colleague space, tenancies and rental agreements, employee-employer relationships, health and wellness, routines that support that. That change was initiated on October 2023, and that will continue to unfold all the way through until October 2024. But in the meantime, this full moon eclipse, not a solar, a full moon eclipse can change your home. There is a full moon is your home, eclipse in your 6th house of rentals, and pets, you could move to a new home because you have a pet space, you could move to a new home, period, and rent a new place, most likely rentals in your chart. And so you're looking at new home possibilities, but also a full moon is illuminating or shining a light or allowing you to see something in a new way that was not visible to you in the past. So it'd be like, oh, the black light poster on your wall has a purple light. You put it on, you see everything differently. You may see health matters in a new light, work matters, colleague situations, pets and rental properties in a new light. Full moons are completions and fulfillments. Are you ending a job? Are you completing something with an animal? In some ways, yes, a full moon may be the fullness of the animal, completing its lifespan, a pet. We're looking at an older animal. Okay, don't panic here. Then we also have the idea of a full moon. What are you illuminating around health challenges that are allowing you to complete or end them and bring those health issues to a ending with the help of that March 25th eclipse? Give it a month before and up to 6 months after for the entirety of that thing to unfold. It's not just happening on March the 25th, although do pay attention to events around that time. I'll be doing a whole eclipse webinar and a whole eclipse video, so you want to stay tuned for that by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. We're going to move now into the blow by blow of the month ahead. First of all, let's talk about March the 1st and 2nd, beautiful Sun sextile Jupiter. This is the good father archetype, and that is going to happen with Jupiter moving through Taurus. You are lucky. You are magnanimous. Have you gained any weight in the last few months since last year when he got there in May? He'll be there through to the end of May, more or less, this year. And so this Jupiter expansion and luck that you get to participate in with a little rebellion, freedom, and an innovation, because Uranus is there, is playing out while the Sun applies a flowing relationship to Jupiter from your 11th house. Looks like golden opportunities for lucky career gains, lucky breaks with friends, positive situations with career and raises, promotions, or indications of positive developments with career and favors from friends happening on March the 1st and 2nd, more or less. Venus, the Lord of your sky, gives you a shocking surprise, though, around the 3rd and the 4th of March, when she squares Uranus. Now, it can be positive. It's Uranus in the house of you. You've got him by the reins, and she's saying, surprise, from your 10th house of career and reputation. So a career and reputation development that you don't expect, but you may perceive as positive, coming through around the 3rd and 4th of March. Same time, even Mercury supporting that with a sextile to Uranus, giving it an air of, yay me, I got a raise, or yay me, I got a new job from a friend recommendation, or something like that. The month progresses onward, and we will see that Mercury and Neptune come together in the sky around the 8th and 9th of the month. And that is kind of a nice dreamy vibe. It's good for meditation, spiritual attainment, vision boarding. And that, again, can be used by you with Neptune in the house of your dreams and wishes and goals with Mercury to really vision board or dream into being or free associate or journal your 5-year and 10-year visions for your life on around March the 8th. That's how to use that most proactively, especially given the Sun is flowing to Uranus, giving you unique insights and ideas from the same place in the sky at the same time. Mars squaring Uranus is a surprise. It can be a little bit more jolting than what Venus delivers. So Venus is kind of starting it and then Mars is finishing it up. It could be surprises that Venus brings into your life, as I mentioned, around March the 3rd, that you may take radical decisions and actions on that surprise element to do with your career, coming through on March the 9th and the 10th of the month as you take that bold, radical, surprising change of direction in your career path at this time. Sun-Neptune conjunction, March the 16th to the 18th. You put the Sun and you put Neptune together. Neptune, spacious, unconditional love, imagination, higher visions, all of that good stuff, poetic, dreamy, rules photography, filmmaking, storytelling, and more. You put that dude together with the Sun, March 16th, 17th, and 18th in Pisces, and it's a reset button that happens every year. And in essence, you may be coming into a deeper dreamy quality of how you wish to visualize your 11th house of fairy godfathers. If a fairy godmother or father came up to you and gave you your dreams come true at a wish or a genie in a bottle, what would you want? because your sun is your career, soul, and purpose. Energetically, that's what it represents. It's flowing to your Taurus sun, moon, and rising. This is a nice other opportunity, the 16th to the 18th, to really do that vision boarding, dreaming. But on a practical note, if something was to happen, a dream come true in your career situation could be one way, or purpose situation, especially regarding financial gain, can be one way, or public recognition can be one way for that to play out for you. And then on the 21st to the 22nd of March, Sun is with Pluto, sextiling, flowing energy between the Sun and Pluto. And, again, 21, 22, 23 March, you're feeling it. Pluto is in Aquarius for the first time in like 240 years, coming into another 20-year sojourn through Aquarius, your 10th house of career. Makes you more powerful, more rich, more wealthy, more bossy, more mafia boss in your career. And we see this happening with the Sun in a sextile from Aries. By this time, March 21st, 22nd, 23rd, it's the spring, the vernal equinox, and we have this incredible energy of a new beginning, a new start. It's the beginning of the astrological new year. And as we do that, the Sun is sextiling Pluto in your career house from the house of backroom deals and negotiations, far off lands, far off shores, and the exit strategies for addictions and self-undoing. Looks to me like a really positive developments in career, especially if you are working to get that attainment through backroom negotiations, through talks behind the scenes. Could even open up career opportunities for you around career and work opportunities for you around the 21st, 22nd, 23rd that were in the works behind the scenes, like getting a job you didn't apply for. Friends recommend people to you. You meet somebody behind the scenes and you've got it. Could also be opportunities to get into a dreamy, transcendent trip somewhere. Because we do travel when we're in contact to 12th house, far off lands and shores. And Pluto would say your travel could be for powerful updates or powerful support of career success. Venus-Saturn conjunction is love is hard, or love is enduring, or love is worth persevering, or money issues as well are worth your perseverance. That's happening around the 22nd of the month. Now, Venus conjunct Saturn, if you're in a relationship, and this is happening with Venus and Saturn together in Pisces, this can mean you may want to look at the lens of your relationship through what you need to create as a jointly held dream in your relationship, or that your relationship in terms of a friendship that you really care about, or an elder sibling, is being challenged, and you're looking at, do I want to continue this relationship with this friend or sibling or not? Then we have Venus and Jupiter flowing in a beautiful conversation, a sextile from March the 24th to the 25th. I love this energy because Venus, the Lord of your sky, is a benefic, talking to the greater benefic. And when Venus is talking to Jupiter, right, from her exaltation in Pisces, she's very strong. And Jupiter is in the house of you, and he's in her domicile, and he has to listen to her. So we have this kind of whoosh effect where it looks like you're having a really lovely experience March 24th, 25th or so. And it can really open you up to a kind of sense of how lucky am I? How wonderful is life? You could even have a windfall, some pennies from heaven, 11th house matters, or some dream come true, or some exciting developments. All I can say is super feel good energy on March 24th and 25th. If you want to use it and you have something you're going to create and use this as an election for your sign, especially rising sign, you might want to set a dream into motion by asking a friend to help you, or an ally benefactor to support you in some bold ask, some go big or go home endeavor. It's really good for that, for sure. Venus is a money goddess. The 11th house is a money house. You are lucky. Can it bring pennies from heaven? Maybe it could bring you a bit of a windfall. We shall see. That's possible. And last but not least, Venus gives you a happy surprise in love and money. Unlike her square energy to Uranus on March the 3rd, this is on March the 28th, 29th. She's coming into a beautiful flow to Uranus called a sextile, opening up gates of luck in love, luck in money, surprising, unexpected developments in both of those themes. Now, Venus will be moving through the sign, of course, late in the month of Pisces. She's there till April the 4th, and Uranus is still establishing his residence in her home, which is a house of you. So you could be quite surprised, but you could take bold, rebellious, freedom-loving action as well that makes you feel like you're lucky if you take a strike at something and go for it, to apply for a job you really want, to ask for that friend's favor that you really want, to go on that first date if you're single, to open up to the possibilities of something lucky happening that's in alignment with what your goals are for your very own life. Ending strong, Taurus, loving that Venus sextile Uranus on the 28th, 29th. Yay, you go for it. Thanks for listening to this. If you're new to my channel, try me out. 40 videos a month, and they all have live premieres where you can ask me questions while we watch the content together. And also, if you're interested in my Sky Reader class, as I mentioned in the beginning, check the description box below. This is recorded February 17th for my Patreon community for $5 a month to get early access, ad-free content, plus one Zoom meeting with me a month, and 2 free courses to lure you in. So check out my Patreon offering below. If you don't like the Patreon community, you can always quit, but you can try it out for no risk. All right. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a wonderful month of March for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising people. Take care, everyone.